You will arrive at enchanting Fanning Springs State Park to park your vehicle. Then load your bicycle in the big trucks and yourself and 2 bags on the buses to Clearwater, Florida. During the 2.5 hour bus ride, you will begin making new friends and have a chance to read some literature about the places you will visit. After arriving at Ross Norton Recreation and Aquatic Center, you can explore the Pinellas Trail or the Bellevue Biltmore Resort, the world's oldest and largest occupied wooden structure. For those of you that are bike racing or velodrome addicts, the Biltmore once offered a wooden velodrome on site for racers. Pictures can be found if you spend some time searching for them inside the Biltmore, less than a mile away. There will be signage to guide you to the Biltmore and the Pinellas Trail, but be prepared to take your time and be alert. The Pinellas Trail has a 1.5-mile section beginning in Bellevue that meanders on sidewalks through old downtown Clearwater North, over one-way streets with heavy traffic, and over many business driveways. Lots of other users complicate the trail mix. Be careful finding your way through this downtown area. Bike slowly through this section and search carefully at every intersection. Be prepared to stop and cross when clear.
This 1.5 miles of the Pinellas Trail will be your most challenging 1.5 miles the whole week on Bike Florida. Slow down, check for traffic, look for other users on the trail, other bicyclists, pedestrians, people walking dogs. Slow down, be cautious, think ahead.
Day 1 also provides a glimpse of the Gulf Coast with a spectacular view going over the causeway to Clearwater Beach. Follow your map and be cautious getting on and off the beach road. It is tricky. Today, you get to explore Pinellas County on the Pinellas Trail. You can head north to Dunedin, the town that the trail made. Pinellas Trail cuts right through the heart of its now flourishing downtown. A few miles north, you can leave the trail and get on a beach-bound trail to Honeymoon Island, a notoriously popular state park where you go back in time to the 1930s when honeymooners came to explore the once wild outback of Florida. Ferry trips run every hour from Honeymoon Island over to Caladesi Island, voted one of America's most outstanding beaches. Return to the Pinellas Trail and head north toward the unique city of Tarpon Springs, whose history of Greek sponge divers has framed this town since the 1800s. Greek culture is still dominant and tastefully enjoyed at the sponge docks, just a few blocks from the trail. Return to the trail and head southbound in time to take in the evening's dinner and entertainment at Ross Norton Center. Today you will be passing Dunedin with a rest stop at Wall Springs before saying goodbye to Tarpon Springs and the Pinellas Trail. You'll transition to the more natural part of your Florida cycling experience, but not before the challenge of Keystone Road. The Pinellas Trail ends at Keystone Road. Here you'll wait to be assisted by Pinellas County Sheriff's officers to platoon us through this 2.3-mile stretch of curving, high traffic volume, 2-lane road with no shoulders. Please wait, be patient, and cooperate with the law enforcement officers for everyone's safety. Then riders will continue on paved shoulders or separated paths to the Starkey Wilderness Park for an evening in nature, including a hayride to the country-style meal. The evening's program features Florida's photographer laureate, John Moran, who will spellbind your senses as he presents the real and natural Florida captured in his images. Waking up in the wilderness setting, you will fill up on pancakes to get you ready for this long day and the hills of the Suncoast Parkway Trail. Leaving the trail, you will wind your way to Inverness via County Road 476, Lake Lindsay Road, and the lower portion of the Withlacoochee State Trail. Volunteers from the Fort Cooper State Park CSO have offered a rest stop and interpretive talk about the history of the Seminole Indian Wars that took place only a few hundred miles from where we will bicycle. Then you can go directly on to downtown historic Inverness or back to the campsite at Inverness Middle School, right on the edge of the trail. As you wave goodbye to Inverness, the Gulf of Mexico awaits you after the challenging maze through residential streets of Citrus Springs. Follow the signs carefully and don't try shortcuts or you may end up feeling like Charlie on the MTA. You'll end up at the Cross Florida Barge Canal, abandoned and restored as the Marjorie Harris Carr Greenway. It bisects the entire state from east to west on the historic Barge Canal Corridor. Explorers can ride bikes, horses, hike, paddle, or fish along the Greenway. Be sure to take the 4-mile ride on the Withlacoochee Bay Trail to its end on the Gulf of Mexico. Then head back for a boxed lunch and rest stop at the trailhead and on to Cross the Locks. Caution: do not try to take a shortcut and go over the Inglis Bridge. It is steep, with no shoulders, debris, and unforgiving to cyclists and pedestrians. On a section of the Greenway ride, you will be riding on 2 3/4-mile short stretches of packed but unpaved Lime Rock Road. Slow down and enjoy the woods, and remember, you can always walk your bike and do a bit of birding along the way. This crossing of the historic Dykes and Spillway has been specially arranged by our State Office of Greenways and Trails as an opportunity to witness this Army Corps project. Never officially opened as a completed canal, it was decommissioned before completion through the efforts of environmentalist, activist, and grandmother Marjorie Carr. Your reward is a shuttle visit to breathtaking Rainbow Springs for a cool dip, nature hike, or just to relax on the sloped grass amphitheater and listen to the sounds of the limpkin and heron. Dinner will be served on the grounds with evening musical entertainment and school bus shuttles into historic Dunellen for sightseeing, novelty shops, or tasting local cuisine. On your last day traveling on backcountry roads, you can relax and savor the ride as you complete your trail experience, starting at the Old Depot in Trenton, where you will access the Nature Coast Trail. An extra 3 miles will allow those who just can't end this journey and want one last photo to venture to the old railroad steel bridge over the Swanee River. Once back in Fanning Springs, you will have a boxed lunch waiting and opportunity to cool off with a refreshing dip in the springs before packing up your car. There is an option to paddle to Manatee Springs State Park or to explore the small towns along the Nature Coast Trail for those who want to extend their Florida Trail experience even longer. Once back in Fanning Springs, depart when you wish to, and please don't forget to thank all of the volunteers that make Bike Florida happen every year.